right now. All right, let's bring in Mick Aussie. And Mick, we missed you yesterday. You had a good time yesterday in Vancouver, kicking it old school. Our boy Darsh was there, and Avery, Hustler from Winnipeg. And you know who I met for the first time? Very, very nice people. I met the Elks herd crew.
Oh, really?
So yeah, we met the Elks herd crew. We're at the Red Card Sports Bar as well. Cool couple. They were cool to meet. And I said it earlier, Mick. You would have thought that the Edmonton Elks or Eskimos, because I saw a lot of old Eskimo gear, were in the Grey Cup. Like, there were literally thousands of people from Edmonton, Mick, that flew to the Grey Cup. Unbelievable stuff, man. Like how there were a ton of Rough Rider fans too, Calgary fans. It really is amazing, the Grey Cup, how people just go every year, no matter who's in the game. They hope their team makes it, but if they don't, they just go anyways.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, there might have been as many Elks fans there as what we get to the game, sadly, but one of my favourite guests on your show, I see he was there as well, Rick Saratella, who works for the Elks, of course, and yeah, the Elks herd, they're good people, so yeah, I saw your pictures, hope you had a great time. Mate, I've got to congratulate you. If you ended up putting money on the Argos to win, that's unbelievable, because you were one of the only guys that had it close. Most people thought, nah, Winnipeg are going to win. And I thought they would come back, but no, the Argos absolutely destroyed them. But you could tell from the first few minutes that the Argos were on their game and the Bombers weren't. And that defense by the Argos, fantastic. Pity Claris hurt his finger, but he was playing bad before that anyway, right?
I could tell, Mick, you're right. I said it earlier. It was one good thing about being at the game and stuff. And I got in there early, like 20 minutes before kick, whatever. So, like, I saw them on the field, like, hanging out and all that. And I could tell, Mick, like, right even before the game started, bro, the Winnipeg Blue Bomber players were all kind of, they weren't, like, in unison before the game even. They were all kind of standing around, like, not talking, stretching, working out on their own. And I swear, I looked over, bro, and I saw the Argos had like a team prayer, and it was nuts. Like, they sat down, kind of like that Yoda thing. They all sat down and kind of meditated, but together, and then they had like a little chant. So, and then after, like, the music was cranking in the stadium, and the Bombers kind of like were all standing around, and I could tell, Mick, the Argos were all dancing to the music before the game and stuff. And you could just see, bro, you're like, these guys are ready to go, and Winnipeg are scared. Like, and then I found out too, Mick, that this is their 5th straight Grey Cup, obviously. They never had a curfew before, Mick, right? They had a curfew this time. Their practices, like, they did, like, more film and, like all week. And I remember even in an interview, they were like, yeah, we're not done for the day. We have more team meetings. Dude, O'Shea overworked them and kind of panicked, bro. Like, they were so worried about losing, they lost. You know what I'm saying? Like, they did everything different. It's like, what do you have a curfew for? What, because we lost last year? You know what I mean? But no, there's a curfew. We're in more team meetings. And it got in their head, bro. And Zach Collaros is getting old, Nick. Let's just be real. He's getting old right now. Like, they're going to need to move on get a new quarterback soon.
Yeah, look, the Bombers totally bombed, didn't they? But you know what? The reason I couldn't pick the Argos, because Arbuckle wasn't that good here. He started his career very good in Calgary, but then he kind of bombed. But I got to hand it to him, mate. He played well. He absolutely did. Now, Claris, are they going to stick with him? Well, 3 Grey Cup losses in a row. That is horrible. Maybe they go for Trey Ford. His brother's playing there. Going to be very interesting, the quarterback moves in the off-season.
Yeah, it is. It is. I wonder, where Vernon Adams going to end up. We were talking a lot about this yesterday, and I was around I met a lot of people yesterday, like agents and players and stuff. Like, what the Grey Cup's like. Everybody's there. Saw your boy G. Roy Simon. I met G. Roy Simon again. But the gut feel from everyone is that Vernon Adams is going to be a Calgary Stampede. That's kind of the word on the street, that he won't be an Edmonton Elk. I asked someone around Edmonton's team, and they said, no, he won't be, it won't be Edmonton.
Yeah.
Except they signed P.J. Walker in Calgary.
Think about it. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Let's roll. The Monday Night Meltdown continues. Sports Rage Game Day. Sirius XM, Channel 159. The Pistol Players, the Hustlers, the people to bust them, and everybody else in between. Let's do this thing. Mick Aussie in the house with us right now. 20-10 with 4:16 left, and now the Cowboys have the ball on the 31-yard line. First down on the Houston 31-yard line. So, Mick, we were talking about the CFL a little bit. Fun game, great time, really enjoyed it. It was a good time, but I haven't been in a Grey Cup in a while, so it was a good time. We'll see if I go next year in Winnipeg. I might. And then you got the year in Calgary's the year after. But while I was partying in Vancouver, Mick, the Atlanta Falcons and the Denver Broncos played. And your Broncos, I actually bet on them. I took the Broncos yesterday and love the way that they're playing. And I got to tip my cap to them. I didn't have a lot of confidence in Sean Payton. I didn't think, I didn't think it was going to work in Denver. I wondered about Bo Nix as well. And they're a lot better than I thought they were going to be. Big time win for them, and now you get to talk some smack against Matthias here. Matthias, anything to say about your Falcons' performance yesterday against the Broncos? Because Mick, we'll give Mick the floor to boast a little bit, Mick. So I'll give it to you first, then Matthias can jump in.
Matthias, let's just run through the score. 38-6. That is an absolute thrashing, mate. Now, Bo Nix played well. Absolutely, he did. He might be a star. Hopefully, he goes well in his second year because some of these quarterbacks play well in their first year. Multiple wide receivers caught touchdowns. But let's talk about the defense. Holding Kirk Cousins and that offense to 6 points. That's amazing. So well done to the Broncos. Really impressed, mate. We're going to the playoffs, maybe. Absolutely. You never know. Once you get there, we could get to the Super Bowl. Don't think so, but I'm pretty happy, mate. Very good. Very impressed.
They hang on. I tell you what, and we talked about it coming into the week, Mick. Denver winning the football game and then Cincinnati losing the football game as well. Like now Cincinnati, you're done finally. You know what I mean? It was one of those deals, all right, we're waiting for the Bengals. They still had a shot. They don't now. They're 4-7. The Bengals, it's done. So the Bengals have kind of like been not technically eliminated, but the thing is, they're only a couple of games back, but it's starting to add up now. Denver at 6-5 are hanging on to the last spot, and well, the Colts got the win, Mick. So the Colts are still lingering right now too. But looking good for your Broncos. As it
Not
is
for
right
the Falcons,
now, Mick.
Gabe. Not for the Falcons, though. The Falcons sucked.
You guys, you're flaky to Falcons on a weekly basis, bro. They're different every week, Atlanta. No consistency with this.
I'll tell you what, Gabe. I've been crying about these penalties every single game, and you know what? Same thing in Denver. And when you play good teams on the road, you can't be committing big time penalties at a bad time. Falcons about to score a touchdown in their opening drive in Denver. Offensive lineman tagged for holding. Then another penalty. What do you know? They got to settle for a field goal. It's just that's how all these Falcons games have been going, and it's been undisciplined football. In my opinion, it falls on Morris. And the team's effort on the defensive side of the football is atrocious. The worst pass rush in the league, and I feel like I say that every single season, Gabe. Don't be so comfortable with all those people who thought that they had the NFC South and those winning tickets in their back pocket. I'll tell you what, Gabe, this defense is so bad, they might lose 7 games in a row, Gabe, if they don't get their head out of their ass. I'll tell you that right now. They got the Chargers week 1 after their bye right here. Big game. And you know what? Justin Herbert might carve that defense up for 35 points, Gabe. I'm telling you right now, this team's in trouble if they don't find a pass rush.
You're very lucky that look at that division. The Saints are bad. The Panthers are terrible. And if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers didn't have all the injuries that they have, you know, Atlanta, you're lucky. Like basically, you're hanging on to the playoff spot right now, but they can still find a way not to win the division. They're not like running away with it. The inconsistencies catching up to them. So the Falcons, as Matthias stated, they got a bye week this week. But Mick, your Denver Broncos are in Vegas this weekend. It's F1 weekend in Vegas. So you have the Formula One race. And last year they had the F1 race, but everyone else complained. Like basically only a few hotels were packed. Like, everybody was there only for the F1. And there was nothing to do. Like the other properties didn't do well. There wasn't anything to do because everybody was like, well, we don't want to put any events on because it's the F1 this weekend. So this year, though, they said, no. We're going to have we're going to make sure the Raiders play. So it helps because like the Raiders get a lot of tourists just to go to the football games. So anyways, the Denver Broncos, pretty cool. They're going to have the race on Saturday night, and then you got the Broncos and Raiders on Sunday at Allegiant Stadium. The Broncos make her 5-point favorites over the Raiders.
Well, 5 points. You think we could win by a touchdown? The form we're in, and Mateus, we beat the Falcons just like we kicked your butts in the Super Bowl many years ago. But anyway, too funny that the Jets lost again. Aaron Rodgers not doing too well as boss there. Mate, but I want to have a bit of a go at your boy, Josh Allen. He's an absolute star. He's tough as anything, mate. He might win the MVP. He's a legend. Well, I got pretty upset yesterday when they showed him and Patrick Mahomes before the game. They did a man hug, mate. Like, where I grew up, you wouldn't even talk to your opposition before the game. After the game, shake their hand. Give him a man hug. Are you kidding me? I can't stand that rubbish. Give a fist pump, maybe shake their hands. What'd he do? Whisper in Pat Mahomes' ear and tell him which wide receivers he's going to throw to? No, of course he didn't. But I got so annoyed at that, mate. I said to my Aussie footy mates, that's disgusting. They couldn't believe it, mate. A man hug before the game. Terrible.
I tweeted the man hug. It's disgusting. That's the new NFL, Nick. All right, thanks, Nick. We'll see you later. It was Nick Austin.
See you later, guys.
SportsGrid Game Day continues.